everyone. It's
Hi,
Soul
everybody.
Tribe Sessions, and
Good to see you.
Jon and Rainey here, and we are going to be talking today about 8 ways to instantly raise your vibration.
That's right.
So this is something that, although we all know, it is a great reminder, and it's something that, we can incorporate into our daily lives today. So I'm pretty excited about that. Jon, you want to say hello while I get us going?
Yeah, hello, everybody. Glad to see you here. And just a reminder, raising our vibration really is one of our main, it's our main task. Our main task is to live in joy and peace and curiosity and fun and adventure. This is the world that we create, and it comes from the inside. So let's do it.
Let's do it. So we'll begin first by setting the space, as always. So wherever you are, whether you're tuning in right now or you're watching this later, just go ahead and close your eyes and bring yourself into your body. Begin to notice your breathing, your belly rising with every inhale and emptying with every exhale. And maybe begin to notice that as you inhale, you're bringing more and more beautiful, clear light into your body, into your cells and molecules. And as you exhale, you're releasing anything that does not serve you, and it's simply just transmuting into stardust. Continue breathing until you're filled up with so much light that you have a bubble of beautiful, clear light around you and around this entire Soul Tribe session. All of our chakras are open and spinning and clear. We invite all of our soul family on the other side, as always, to be with us today. And please attract anybody to this that could be served by this message. As always, we do this for the highest good of all that is. So be it. Namaste.
Thank you, Rainey. That was awesome.
Thanks. Well, it's always good to start with that light,
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about today because, this is stuff that it's like, but even if you were reminded of this every single day, you're like, oh yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
and just note, everybody, that the little girl out there in the picture, she's out in nature and she's by the water.
Exactly. So, okay. I don't know. I tried to remove that, but it's still there. Okay, there it is. Okay. I was like, where'd it go? So we are going to count down starting with number 8, right? 8 ways, things that you could do today to raise.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Talk for a minute about what do you mean? Raise your vibration.
That's a good point. Okay, so let's start with this simple fact that everything, and you're good at describing this because you're more scientific than I am, but everything is frequency.
Nope, that's it. You nailed it.
Okay, so us being in body, if you're tuning into this, you know that your soul is here on a mission, okay? You're not here just living a normal earth life. You are here to contribute to the raising of the collective vibratory frequency of humanity and this planet.
That means the world has something, you have something that the world needs.
Yeah. Well, not only that, your soul is not going to rest until you are doing this on a day-by-day basis. If you ever drop vibration, you're just going to feel terrible. You're going to be like, man, I need to raise it again. I can't even tell you how much better I feel doing yoga regularly. It changes everything in my life. But anyway, so we are all frequency, and any, sickness and disease in the body is disharmony. It's some frequency that is, what would you say?
Disharmonious. It's just out of resonance. Yep.
And how do you know when something is harmonious versus disharmonious?
Well, how do you know like music. If someone's hit a wrong note, how do you describe that? That? Do you technically, rationally have some formula that you go through to know that, or do you just know it?
You just know it.
You just know it.
You just know it. Like you can tell it's the way something feels. Does it feel good or does it feel jagged?
And that's
Right?
different than the feeling of pleasure and pain. It's a deeper feeling. It's a heart-based feeling of discernment. It's a knowing feeling.
It's a
It's more in
no.
the gut. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a feeling that I think that we really have to be, it's good to always fine tune our bodies so that we are sensitive to harmony and disharmony. Because, disharmony, it starts as a little feeling and then it gets bigger, bigger, bigger. And then it's a loud beeping of the truck backing up, the garbage truck backing up, wouldn't you say? So it's like you want to start to notice that just the little bit of disharmony here, because it's much easier to deal with at that level, right?
Yep.
And so when we're talking about this, we're talking about our own bodies, and I know that we've talked about this before, but just like meditation is a practice, you're meditating, a thought comes in, you don't sit there and beat yourself up about it. Oh man, I'm thinking a thought. You just are like, okay, no, go back. You just recenter yourself. And so when we talk about raising our vibration, this is not to beat yourself up for like, oh my God, I was really depressed this morning. I ate a donut, I skipped my workout, I slept in. It does not matter. This is not about shame. It's not about beating yourself up. It's just about coming to center and starting over. And every day is another opportunity to do this.
Yep. And that's raising your vibration.
Yeah. And that's what we're here to do. I mean, our day-to-day task is to keep our vibration as high as we possibly can. Why? Because it influences the collective. And I know we've talked about this before, but David Hawkins, power versus force. The energy of one person aligned and at an avatar type energy it cancels out. I mean, I don't know how to better say that, but it cancels out all the lower frequency energies, like millions of them. One person being aligned. So you paying attention to your frequency and saying, you know what, it doesn't matter where I was yesterday. It doesn't matter where I was this morning. I'm here now, and this is something I can do.
And just to be clear, this isn't saying that we ignore the challenges of being human, the day-to-day challenges of being life. It's not to say that we're going to make it bad and wrong to find yourself in a lower frequency. It's not bad and wrong. The process here is that the power of you being in a soul tribe is that you have the awareness and the experience from all of your lives and all of your experience to transmute this energy. So when you find yourself at this lower frequency, that's what we're talking about. We don't beat ourselves up. That's our job, we're in this environment that bombards us with lower frequencies.
Yeah.
And we have a choice in that moment that we feel and detect that. We can sink lower, we can go into a circle, or we can transmute them. We always have a choice to change our perspective and create a different frame that we can view the world that starts to lift our frequency and transmute that energy that came through us. And that is the power. It's like we're a filter for energy for Earth.
Absolutely. And so like, of course, you're going to feel down at times because you're getting bombarded with negative stuff. Like, I mean, you've got to instead just turn the way you view it around and say, you know what? I raised my frequency today. I disrupted the darkness by doing that.
That's it.
Like that makes me feel good when I think about that, right? It makes me want to go out.
It's a revolutionary act.
Yes.
Every time you stand up. Yeah, every time you stand up and you rise up in the face of that kind of frequency and you change it and transmute it, you are making a revolutionary act in the face of those that would control us with their energy.
Hi, Leslie. We're glad you're here watching. Okay, I just put that in the comments, so hopefully people can see that. Yeah, every time you raise your frequency, it is a revolutionary act. So let's be revolutionary. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, go.
I'm ready. So number eight, you can go outside and lie in the sunshine, right? I mean, look at this, just laying in the grass and receiving sunlight. Why is that important? Hello. This is important because you receive light codes from the sun. One of the first things that Jon and I both said when if you've read Soul Family, you know we're both walk-ins. We walked in 2003. And the first thing we noticed is I was like, this whole thing about the sun is a lie. The sun is good. Marjalisa, thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Marjalisa.
So good to have you. Yeah, I mean, it's like I knew that was a big fat lie, you know? And so that's why, you know, you could even go deeper into this by going into sun gazing. Now, sun gazing takes into account that like the first, I think it's 45 minutes the sun is rising, and the last 45 minutes right before it sets, it's scientifically okay to look directly at the sun.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 45 minutes, but
maybe it's 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the
Use
last
your
part of it.
intuition. I mean, I personally look at the sun all the time. I don't care. I don't believe all of that. So, but I have spent time like really staring at the sun right before sunset and right at sunrise. And that's a super potent time to manifest. You know, you've got something that you want to create in your life. State it, affirm it, think about it, put it out into the universe at that time. So, I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about sunshine?
Yeah. Well, the sunrise and the sunset are very, very key. Now, our modern science, of course, has done some preliminary work, and it's actually indicated that there are certain hormones, there are certain codes at that frequency that are kicked off, and that it's essential to the rest of our day. It sets up the rest of our day, and it sets us up for the evening. And it's very strange for our bodies and confusing to be inside all the time. So the very light, you just go out there and you're gonna get fresh air. You're gonna get some movement during the most amazing time of the morning, and connect with nature and look at the sun and appreciate it when it comes up and when it comes down. I mean, I'm always amazed when I look out there and I just say, that's a star. There's a star right there. All those things that we look up at night, I think and wonder, wow, look at all those stars up there. And then at sunrise, I see there's one right there, and I'm getting to watch it.
And what is a star? A star is a portal. It's a portal of energy. And if you've read Divine Macroverse, you know that from the sun comes codes from the central galactic sun, which is also connected to the central macroversal sun, whatever you want to call it, the central sun of all that is, still has yet to be discovered in our science. But I mean, you are getting codes from very high up. Why do you think Bill Gates wants to block the sun?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't control things.
But I'm like, that to me, that makes me really, really, really want to raise my frequency.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't get me started with Bill Gates.
No, don't get me started. The sun, I'm telling you right now, I am going to do all these things, raise my frequency, and always see the sun shining. In my world, he doesn't exist.
Right.
Okay, so that was powerful. I want you guys to go out and lay in the sun. What do you do if you're somewhere really cold and dark and you don't have sunlight?
Move.
Okay, if you can't move, well, maybe you'll do number 7 and decide to play some music.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why, y'all, before we were started, I was playing these crystal bowls for Jon and all. Can you hear that?
Yes, it's beautiful. So
it doesn't matter if you can play like a traditional instrument like a guitar, the drums. I mean, there's so many tools for sound. Sound. We're talking about frequency. So the last one, you're getting light encoded frequencies from the sun. Now you're getting probably sacred geometric coded frequencies from music.
It's all structural, and it resonates with other structural components inside of each one of our cells. That's how they're activated. They're actually, from a science standpoint, they're starting to realize that the physical idea of elements, lock and key, coming into and physically touching or pushing or locking in is not a right model, which is a mechanistic model of force, gravity, pushing, crunching, blowing things up. It's not like that at all. These things are activated before they even touch by frequency, by resonance. Okay. Ooh. That's how they know who they are. They know it's the energy field, just like the auric field that you put up. Your heart is very well documented to put out an energetic field. And when you get close to another person, that's where you sense somebody's energy, their vibe, right? So
I keep getting flashes of that fourth phase of water. And I think, do we have some sort of plasma field around us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's actually
absolutely
active. Yeah.
And you've got a couple of frequencies of music, 432 hertz healing music, and 528 hertz positive, uplifting, kind of more stimulating. It's healing as well. Maybe you'd listen to 528 hertz no words music in the morning and 432 in the evening to calm down and trigger other chemical processes going on in your body that happen resonantly.
That's an amazing point. And when I lived in Scottsdale in 2012, and at that time I had like a personalized license plate, and it was 528HZ.
Was it really?
Such a dork. I was like, no one ever said anything. I was like, does anyone get it? But then I went to see Dr. Emoto at Angel Valley, 2012 here in Sedona. And what does he have us do? We go to the river, and he does this whole ceremony where he blesses the water. But then he plays 528 hertz. Then he tuning forks that into the water. He has all of us he's holding that frequency for an extended period of time. And then the water was blessed. 528 hertz.
Wow. Did he ever see your license plate?
No, he didn't see it. But I was like, this is confirmation,
It is. And remember, before you and I knew anything spiritual from anything and read anything, and we're not seekers and nothing. And when we walked into the ocean that one time and called the dolphins, we knew intuitively. We didn't think about it. We just knew that if we hummed these certain 3 tones over and over, but then we knew that we needed to have our feet in the water while we were humming it, which was the same thing as what Dr. Emoto was putting a tuning fork in the water. And as soon as we waded out in the water and were humming,
keep talking. I have to go get
and humming and calling, that this was the story that we've told before about calling literally hundreds and hundreds. I've never witnessed anything like this in my life. Hundreds of dolphins right there. While we had been, talking, not talking, but we'd been playing with the clouds with our intention. And then we thought, let's call the dolphins. And then we just intuitively thought, oh, well, we need to hum, some basic tones. And then like a triad, and then walk into the water so that they could feel it. And it wasn't 3 minutes, it wasn't 2 minutes. And there hundreds and hundreds of dolphins are there jumping, playing, splashing. It was amazing.
Okay, so we've got some great comments here. First off, every organ has a frequency in the hertz, and that's a really powerful reminder that if there's some part of your body that might be, under stress or not performing optimally, this is a frequency you could play and heal yourself with.
Yeah.
Is learn the frequency of that particular part of your body. And is it how do I say that? I know how to.
I don't know. Solfeggio.
But I know what that is. That's the sacred geometric.
Yeah.
Is it the Fibonacci? That's what it is, right? Is it Fibonacci? Maybe not. Anyway, that's a beautiful thing. So anyway, you can always go back to playing music. Okay. Do you guys want to take a vote and see what number 6 is? What do you think number 6 is? Jon doesn't know it.
Laying out at night or the full moon.
That's a great one. But number 6 is do yoga. You can instantly raise your frequency by doing yoga. And even if you don't want to do a yoga class, just do a yoga posture. Go into child's pose. Lay on your back, pull one knee in, straighten that leg, pull the other knee in. That's yoga. Breathing is yoga. So breath work and movement. Do you want to talk at all about this? Do you miss yoga?
Do I miss yoga?
Mm-hmm. Are you going to come to one of my classes?
Not in the near future.
I'll be easy on you. I tell people they can just lay on their mats. They don't have to do anything.
Our breath, one of the most powerful things that when maybe you find yourself in a stressful situation, or you find yourself in reaction or in this lower frequency, you're angry, you're afraid, you're lashing out, you're triggered, and all of a sudden you wake up in the middle of that and realize, oh, wow, I'm, and you're still acting out, but you're sort of awakened and watching it. Breath is a powerful way that you could stop and calm all of this down in a moment. You can do just a simple little kind of a square breathing. Box breathing is one method. There's many methods. This is not the only one, but it's a very simple one. And for a guy, we like simple solutions. And, we're not going to do 30 minutes of yoga. So box breathing is really helpful. And it's just sustaining the same amount of in, hold, release, hold, like for 4 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever it is. It's just being conscious. Just go in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, release, 1, 2, 3, 4. Immediately, you're going to start calming yourself down.
Yeah.
And that's raising your vibration. You become more aware. You've turned into your body. You're oxygenating your body. You're coming away from this, kind of fear, reaction, lower frequency mode of attack or run.
Yeah. And I mean, the way that I always, like when I did Bikram for 10 years very religiously, and some days I did not feel like going. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to lay on my mat and just be in the heat, And every single time I would get up and do yoga. I never ended up laying on my mat, but that was my excuse to get me there. I was like, if I don't feel like it, I'm laying on my mat and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Okay, so let's see. Not sure. A series of hertz that work together. It's good to listen to recordings of all 9 tones together. Nice. Very powerful and integrating. I prefer the ones with music incorporated, as the baritones can be quite harsh to listen to without any melody. I feel you on that. It's like, yeah. Yeah, so explore that, explore that on YouTube, 528 hertz. They say that's the heart frequency, a DNA repair frequency. What was the 432 you said?
432. And then the solfeggio is a whole complement of all of these different triggering frequencies that have resonances within our cellular structure.
Hopefully I really want you guys to come to one of my yoga classes. I'm super excited because this next week I'm teaching 2 hot flow classes and a brand new goddess flow.
Nice.
Isn't that exciting? That's for women only. So if you guys come, Definitely come to my yoga classes. Okay, moving on. Number 5. Jon predicted it. He predicted it. And what is so powerful about the stars is that it's where you remember your connection, right? No, I'm not doing online classes. I tried that and they just didn't work. But we'll talk about that. But anyway, yeah, being under the stars, especially here, like in Sedona, I was just, the first night I went outside at like 2 a.m., I'm like, this is unbelievable, you know?
Beautiful.
It's so, I don't know, it like speaks straight to your soul.
I was just listening before getting on here to a great yogi called Sadhguru, and he was talking about, well, he's saying once a week to reconnect with nature outside of the four walls of your house, to sleep outside.
Ooh, that's a
Connect
great
with what nature really is, what it really is to live with nature.
You know, I have a trampoline I could sleep on.
Yeah, I've slept out. It's easy for me to sleep outside. I've got a beautiful patio with a big, a big area to sit on, and it's super wide. And I go out there sometimes to sleep.
Nice. That's such a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Well, when I was writing number 5, one thing this reminded me of is when I took a trip to swim with the whales with Joan Ocean in Rurutu, which is like, I don't know, 300 miles south of Tahiti. It's north of Antarctica. It was so remote. There was like no buildings, no gas stations, no stores, just like huts. Okay. No, not tons of electricity anywhere. So at night, it was pitch black, unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life. And the only thing I wanted to do was sit on the beach and look at the stars, because it was just like literally from the water, it was like right at the water, the stars, tons of stars, all the way to the bottom, all the way up over, all the way to the other side, like a full, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so breathtakingly unlike anything I've ever seen anywhere else, even Sedona. Do you know what I mean? Because it was so far away.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a place where I was like, I felt like I could have just transcended home.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I thought, man, there's all these whales out in the water right here, under all these stars. Like, how magical is that?
Wow. Makes me want to go right now.
I know. I want to go again too. It was so much fun.
Makes me want to live in a place like that, because we're so disconnected in our Western world.
Yeah. Like, it does feel like I do want to have like one foot in the Western world and then the other foot somewhere totally remote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rurutu would be good.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. There's all sorts of caves there that are like ancient dragon caves. So you, light dragon, would really, really love it. Yeah, you would love it. Okay. Number 4 is, oh yeah, this is good.
Oh, look at that. I feel like stars nourish me like nectar. For sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's something, they really fuel us up. It's just, okay. So number 4, this is pretty basic. Just meditate in nature. Go outside, close your eyes, and meditation doesn't have to be anything stressful. It can just be breathing.
Yep.
I just follow my breath inward, follow my breath out. You're meditating. Just continue to do that. You're keeping the mind as still as possible, and being in nature. Do you want to talk about why that's just so much more amplifying?
Well, that's where we're from, and we forget where we're from. We come from the dirt, and when we leave this human experience, we leave behind our dirt in the dirt, literally.
And what is dirt? Stardust?
Stardust and water.
Yeah. Light and water.
Stardust and water. And our whole thing here is we come and we forget. And the first part of remembering who we are and grounding our essence here is to be out in nature, grounded in the earth, connecting with it, remembering who we are. And the earth will help us remember. But our job isn't to transcend, to leave the earth. It's to transmute and ground our light into this earth. That's our gift.
Exactly. As much as you might sometimes want to leave. We understand.
Every day.
But it's okay. I was like, no, we're creating an amazing, I just want to mention this because I love to go back to Family of Light and read that as inspiration. And I just pick it up and turn to a page. And so I picked up the page, and it was all about these utopian societies that had existed prehistory on Earth. So like Lemurian societies, or maybe the Mayans or Egyptians, I don't know, but I know Lemuria for sure. But they, and the Tibetans, they created these utopian societies at a higher frequency that still exist on the earth. And that you can tap into those frequencies, and being in nature and meditating, having that intention to tap into them, that was like, okay, I need to remember that the perfection already exists. We've already done this. We've done this many, many times before in other places. We've transmuted, we've transcended. And it was very simple. It just requires us to raise our frequency. And when we get off track, just come back and do these things. I wanted to write, remember who you are, but that's like sitting under the stars, meditating in nature. That is remembering who you are, like you said. Like, where's your favorite place in nature to go meditate?
I like to go to the beach at night.
Ooh. Then you get the stars, the water.
Yep. I like the moon. I like the moonlight reflecting off the water at night and the waves.
And, working with the cycles of the moon is a very powerful practice. Really, like when you're out there and you see a full moon, think, what can I release? What can I let go of? The energies are designed to help me with this. And when it's a new moon, what am I launching? What am I creating?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean, people are like, well, what if the moon is a satellite? Does it still matter? Well, yeah, because it's still, this is all the functionings of this particular universe. And so that's important here.
Yeah. Very important.
Okay. So I'm excited about the next one because I want to know, do you do this when you're out at the ocean at night?
That's a little cold. The water's like 56 degrees.
Well, all those ice bath people swear by that.
I haven't got to the ice baths yet.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get to the ice baths, but I look at people and I'm like, man, that's awesome. What they say is that if you do this ice bath, it really like shreds your body up.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So, I haven't done that yet, but taking a dip in the ocean, why is this so important? What does that involve? There's two elements that you and I had a book about. Remember that book? Salt and water.
Well, that's the two obvious elements because we're salt water inside.
Yeah, but remember that book, how it was all about salt water, and that's where they started to have the soul water. Remember?
Oh, the soul water. Yeah. The Himalayan salt water.
Yeah. Did you guys?
Yeah.
That wasn't a great.
Yeah. It's like dipping in Epsom salts, right?
Yeah.
There's something healing about detoxifying, in a way, being connected with salt water.
Salt is natural salt water on the earth is a very powerful thing. Yeah. And I think it has to do with the fact that salt is quite ancient and holds ancient codes. And it holds codes from these utopian societies in it,
Well, it's dehydrated ocean, basically, which contains all of the resources for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the minerals.
Like, I mean, there's something about like even taking a dip in Oak Creek here in Sedona, it's powerful. It comes from a glacier. It goes through the vortex. Like, that's
Yeah.
amazing. But that's fresh water, and it does not have this. There's something about the salt water,
Salt water.
and it's just like it takes you to another world. And I bring this up because when you get your crown chakra wet with cold water, it can instantly clear your auric field. And so taking a dip in the ocean is I believe, one of the most powerful ways to instantly clear your aura.
Wow, I wonder if I can work up to that.
I think you should. I think it's going to make you feel amazing. Look, this is a great comment. To me, salt is crystalline, it transmits, and it's true.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's absolutely a transmitter. Well said. Thank you.
And like, what do you do if you live somewhere like Sedona and you don't have access to natural salt water?
Well, you've got salts that you can bathe with.
Exactly. So I buy big 5-gallon pink Himalayan salt, and I just load it. I put like a couple cups of it into my bath. And I'm like, man, I'm just absorbing all of the information from the salt. And then the salt, and the salt is working with water, it's working with the codes in the water. It's communicating. Do you take salt baths?
Epsom salts.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to go back and get your big 5-gallon
pink
bucket of Himalayan salt.
Well, and I posted a picture of the pool that I'm building here because I want to have these yoga tree sanctuary retreats. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the pool is saltwater. And
nice.
So that's one. I was like, it has to be saltwater because that's so important.
Yes, for free. Very much. Yep.
All right, moving on. What is number 2? Number 2 is my personal favorite. Do you want to read that, Jon?
Play with puppies. But
that's like,
right. Animals.
Spend time with animals, whether it's, brushing your horse or, sitting with your cat or playing fetch with your dog. Like, ideally, I would love like 12 puppies to roll all over me every day. That would be like a dream come true.
Or if you have a friend, go hang out with your friend's dog and enjoy their company. And
I mean, dogs are always, in such a high vibration. I guess I shouldn't say always, but usually in such a high vibration that, I just watch the dogs. I'm like, they just entertain me. I just start laughing because they're rolling around and they're, like, I see Piper and Pee-wee chewing on each other and they're smiling and they're running and they chase each other. And it's like, that's what life is supposed to be like. We're supposed to be playing and napping.
It really is.
Right?
That's really what it is. That's the life that it's not deserve. It is
deserved.
Yeah. I guess it is deserved, but I want us to start moving away from thinking that we have to work hard to be able to deserve the rest or the play.
Okay.
Life is abundance and playful and joyful. The joy, play is our natural state. It's not a reward that comes from slaving away in the mines.
The whole enslavement thing, I'm not doing it.
No.
I'm not doing it.
And we don't have to do it anymore.
Mm-mm.
That playful puppy state that's a great reminder.
And that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
We're here to remember that playing with puppies is the most important thing we could be doing. Yep. It's more important than getting to your job on time. It's more important than, wouldn't you say it? Like, playing
the acquisition of material wealth and the way that we enslave ourselves and sacrifice living for some future, and you're retired for a year and you get a stroke and you're finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
All that life you wasted.
And I tell you, I see that. Let me do this real quick. I still remember bringing Pee-wee in to see my mom like a week before she died, and she had no expression, but her eyes lit up and she kind of smiled, and I was like, the puppy did it. It's like that mattered. It was so significant.
Yeah, puppies are very special.
They're so special. Like all animals are just right, straight linked to source energy. And
there's a YouTube channel. I don't know, can't remember what it is, but I watch it occasionally. And it's some couple in Japan, for whatever reason, they have 2 sea otters.
No way.
As pets. I don't know the story behind it, but they talk about the most smiling, curious, playful, and they use their hands for everything. And they show them having birthday parties and playing and swimming and sleeping and everything. Yeah, it's great. These 2 little sea otters, and they are so cool. I just sit there and find myself just mesmerized, and I'm happy and I'm smiling watching it, watching their curiosity and watching their play. Okay, so what's happening there? That animal's play and curiosity is resonating my own natural play and curiosity. And now all of a sudden I find myself in a joyful state. And that is our birthright.
And I love this comment. We're all way too serious. It's so true. Sure. I mean, seriousness is way overrated. It should be about play. It should be about
we're most creative, actually, and to co-create, to really build and contribute and serve others when we're in that state. When we're in that state.
I mean, I feel like it's like a prescription written to me from the real doctor,
Yeah.
It's like every day I need to play with Piper. I need to kiss Piper. Hey, how are you?
Hey.
We're so glad you're here. Thank you. I'm like, I'm going to kiss him. I'm going to play with him. I really appreciate the hummingbirds and the deer and the javelinas and like all of nature. There's something like when I went on that safari in Africa, I still come back to like remembering how peaceful everything was. Like the animals really were peaceful with each other. It was only the lions and the hyenas that acted bad. Everyone else got along. And I'm like, that's kind of a reflection of our society. We really do all get along. There's just a few bad apples. Everything is fine other than these few bad apples.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So returning to puppies. Yeah, that's just, I still want to do puppy yoga. Wouldn't that be amazing? They do goat yoga. So that would be, super fun. Okay. Do you want to guess what number 1 is?
No. I'll never guess.
Okay. You've seen it before. You've heard it before. You're going to hear it again. Sing and dance. It's the fastest. Well, singing really, but dancing, you get extra credit. Okay. Yeah. Sing, sing, sing. Why? Because you are internally vibrating every cell and water molecule in your body. And if there's one thing Dr. Emoto taught me, it is that your water molecules dance. They transition into all of these beautiful sacred geometric formations as you sing.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's the number one thing I walked away from Dr. Emoto is like, I've got to sing for the water in me, like to honor it. Like it wants
and humming, vibrating, humming too.
And it's like, I didn't sing for the longest time because I have a terrible voice. I used to just only hum. But now that I don't have neighbors too close, I sing out loud and it feels great. And I hope they can't hear me.
Oh, that's great. That is so awesome.
Yeah. So this is like, I mean, remember when you were a teenager and you would put on your headphones?
You sang and listen to music all the time.
and danced. I mean, I was like full on doing like dances in the mirrors. Like that was my soul talking to me.
Oh yeah, see, she knows we're Jewish and incorporate singing and humming in prayer. Of course, yeah, all that ancient culture, that wisdom, that comes through the Judeo background. I mean, that is, and another sad thing came to mind that during some of this COVID, what I call pandemic, I just remember you've got police going out that were stopping those Hasidic Jews that were singing and dancing and celebrating the new year. Imagine, the police have nothing better to do than to go out and stop that. And that is the first clue to let you know what's really going on. Our life, by the controlling energies, is trying to be stifled. And we here in the Soul Tribe, we have all the tools and we have all the experience to transmute all of this, and nothing can stop us from singing and dancing and transmuting all of this vibration into higher levels so that we can evolve. We are going to prevail.
Absolutely. And it's very simple. We play with puppies, we sing and dance. And I love this. Each Hebrew letter has a hum.
Oh, wow.
That's why they sing and hum when they pray. I mean, not only is that raising their vibration while they're doing it, but the prayers are being lifted on that sound frequency.
I love
that. It's amplifying the prayers.
We have lost so much in our culture, and I'm so grateful for the Hebrew culture keeping all of that and bringing that back to our attention and our awareness.
I am so happy that we had this connection today, and we're stopping just a tiny bit early because I've got a 1:00 appointment. But I just wanted to, is there anything in closing that you want to say, Jon?
No, I just want to sing and dance. I got a rebounder, and I put it in my bedroom. Yeah. And the advice that I was giving to my community that's older is just to say, just get on this rebounder and turn on the music and listen to one song, so you're not thinking like you're trudging through some exercise.
Right.
And just gently up and down, start the motion in your body. And listen to one song to start off with. 3.5 minutes was just the advice.
And do it for the water in your body.
If not, that's what it does.
Honor the water. The water wants to dance. It wants to move. It wants to play. And like that gentle vibration, that's what Louise Hay did every single morning as part of her like a ritual. In gratitude list, get on the mini trampoline and jump. Right?
Oh, she did?
Yeah, every morning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's a really powerful tool for quickly raising your vibration.
Yeah.
So thank you guys all for tuning in. It's such a pleasure as always. And just remember that the simplest answer is the right one.
Yeah.
You say it's always very simple. Bring it back to your heart, bring it back to what feels right, and bring it back to simplicity.
The water inside you wants to dance, like Rainey said.
Yeah. So honor it, and it will remind you of everything that you are.
All right. You guys have a great day.
Okay. Until next week, we'll see you later. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Bye-bye.